back with more Control Warrior in Classic. This is the deck list. You can pause it, take a quick look, but same as we played with before. People seem to enjoy watching. It's a deck that I just enjoy playing. There's lots of decision making. It goes to the late game. Lots of different things you got to consider in every different matchup. I just think it's fun. Always enjoyed Warrior, but I don't know, especially fun coming back to it. The card design, everything like that. It's just fun. So against Warlock, it's potentially Handlock or Zoo. I think you got to mulligan more for Zoo than anything, just because, you know, it's early aggression you're going to have to deal with. With this hand, I'm really hoping it's Zoo, because this is some great board control stuff. He's hovering over his hero power. I have to imagine it's Handlock. Yeah. Yeah, so you want to build up armor in the Handlock matchup, just because it's really going to help with your shield slams. And with shield slam, even though we don't have it, that's what you're going to use to take care of potentially drakes, I suppose, but usually giants at BGH is actually very helpful. And so yeah, a lot of times you're going to want a hero power instead of dropping other stuff, just because you want to kind of accumulate that. Now, if he hits us, we just lose it. This is actually quite tough. I'm going to drop a Korkron and go face. It's going to likely force him to trade. It's going to preserve our 4 armor. And then, who knows, maybe we just keep that for a bit longer. So it's a question if we want to shield slam or not. BGH is going to deal with one of the giants. We also have the option, which I don't hate, of rolling out these armor smiths. Yes, it's not a great start. I don't think this is how you want to get into the Handlock matchup by any means, but I think this is kind of the approach that we're forced to take, unfortunately. So this is still going to give us armor. We don't have many good opportunities for armor smiths anyway, and then this lets us brawl and hopefully come out with a manageable board. So they got 4 giants left, right? It's the 2 drakes, the 4 giants are the big threats. Getting rid of the drakes is huge, being, 2 of the 6 threats, really. And we've got lots of other stuff to deal with it. We've got shield slammers, we've got BGH. Because we've got shield block, we can build up armor very quickly. I suppose I should have done this first, but that's okay. I might as well just do it now. I think the card draw there is more important. I do like to save it for moments where you're actually going to use a shield slam, but oh well. Very interesting. So he's going to be kind of digging there. I actually like that, though. He is kind of wearing away at our armor, which I'm not a fan of. But this gives us good board presence. It's not easy to just drop a giant into it. If he siphon souls, taking one of those is not like huge for us, but yeah, it's a nice little swing. Okay. Yeah, I guess he had to do that, didn't he? With the spell power. So I'm okay with that. We can BGH and Alexstrasza later. This does give us an opportunity to build up our armor. So we could take out a giant with our Shield Slam. You do want to get the Alexstrasza down earlier, because this is pretty much like free health for him to tap with at this point. But fortunately he's at 10 cards. Probably unlikely to play too much out. Like another Mountain Giant if he has one, but he's not into Molten range yet. Interesting. Well, that puts him at 10. Wow. Double Doomsayer. I mean, we could deal with it with, like, you know, Whirlwind double execute or something, but honestly, maybe we shouldn't have even swung there. Yeah, we really don't care about losing BGH. Prevents us from playing Alexstrasza, okay. And that's why I was thinking maybe shouldn't swing, because now he's going to play his Moltens out. But I kind of would prefer he gets the Moltens out, and then we can start shield slamming, things like that. Do we want to Whirlwind or Taskmaster? I like the Taskmaster better. Let's do that. This way we've just got something on the board. Use the Shield Slam before it's useless. And now we've just got one more Molten Giant that we've got to contend with. He's potentially got like a Rag or something, and Jiraxis. So those are his big threats. And we're set up okay to deal with them. He's got an Alex as well. Okay. I'm not too worried about lowering this to make the Molten Giants cost less. Even if it's 3, it's like he's still not playing Jiraxis. He's still not right, still not dropping like a Ragnaros. No other huge threats with it. Some of these lists, I suppose, run like a Sylvanas, so maybe he's in range of that. But this does instead open me up to, if I could get Grommash on my next draw and he doesn't have any taunts or something, then I'm in that lethal range. So yeah, this is the first time we're like repeating decks that we've already played with. I think I've mentioned it before, but I'm all ears for suggestions on either decks that people like to watch before. Interesting. Or other decks people want to see, or just classes rather than decks. This is just going to threaten lethal with Gorehell. Yeah, I kind of like playing just about anything. Control Warrior, one of my more favorites, but yeah, if there's other stuff people are interested in, by all means let me know, and I'll make it happen. Interesting. Well, it certainly doesn't seem bad. Again, lower the Molten Giant cost. I'm going to guess he just doesn't have it unless he just drew into it here. Because I would have thought it was worth playing on a previous turn for sure. Seems pretty desperate. Is that your free Molten Giant? Nope. We've actually got some interesting opportunities here with Ironbeak silencing our Ragnaros. Something a lot of people who played before probably know about this kind of thing. But for example here, like, you're not guaranteed to win, right? You equip Gorehel, you swing at this, okay, but hope you hit the 50-50 or whatever. But you can actually silence Ragnaros so that you can attack with him, right? Because his text is that he can't attack. And yeah, I'm pretty sure they removed him from standard play at some point, so probably not something a lot of people see now, but in Classic you'll see sometimes it's worth doing. Now, of course, there we could have just like silenced this engine and swung Gorehel to face, but look, we want to do cool things. We want to smack him with Ragnaros in the face. So don't don't get mixed up. But sometimes that's actually going to be relevant. That's going to be the 8 damage to face that you need. This is like an almost perfect hand. You actually want to start with 2 shield slams. Shield block is probably more ideal, just so you're going to be guaranteed that you have enough armor. But these two, even fine. You're probably just armoring up on 2. In fact, there's even an argument to like coin armor up or coin armor smith and then armor up. But I'm gonna play it a little bit more chill here. And again, he's not doing a wild growth. I'm actually going to drop an armor smith in the case that he drops a harvest golem here, because then we can slam hit. No, see, it is. Oh, it's nourish. Crazy. Holy crap. This is like hyper ramp druid. Okay. Yeah, this is just bad. Again, we want armor, but I don't know, we want card draw too. It might have actually been correct, still 2 of hero powered earlier.
I have no time for games.
Oh my god. Okay. We can silence it though. Let's see what we draw. This is probably going to be our best silence target. And we'll execute, because why not? We've like kind of got a board. It's actually like somewhat resilient to swipe. There's not, like, neither one of these is great to be your main swipe target. But this is ugly as hell. Like, don't get me wrong, this is real ugly. And I might just run this in to get, like, not the shittiest cards in my hand, maybe. It's pretty bad. Well, it is letting us build up that armor, though, to actually put these shield slams to use. Usually it's the other way around. Usually you're using your shield slams earlier and then able to use like executes and brawls and these silences, all sorts of different stuff for what do you call it, for the late game, right? If you really need it. But yeah, here we're doing it a bit backwards. Ouch. Hopefully we draw something that's playable. Actually quite good. Really quite good. Not that we're like super concerned with damage to his face or anything like that, but you know, having something on the board, chipping away at it, still helpful. I don't know if we want to shield slam that or not. I think we do. And then do we swing the war axe at this? I think we do. So I'll explain my reasoning for this because it might seem dumb. But we've got a rag to drop next turn. And if we don't deal with stuff, he's going to build up a pretty big board here, I would imagine. Which would maybe force us into like a brawl, and then we drop our rag on 9 mana. But it also gives him another turn to swing, to get into our armor. And see, he's kind of being aggressive here. God, this even makes me want to shield slam. We'll see. Because he's got all this card draw. I don't think it's worth it. No. He's got all this card draw. He's got a good chance of having grabbed a combo. I know he's already used one innervate, but he could potentially have like some sort of super combo with an innervate, double savage roar kind of thing. But you can see he's just like, he's really trying to build a board, and so we don't want to let him do that. And I just think this is the best way to make that happen. This is bad though. We really hope that this hits face. Otherwise, yeah, we're maybe okay. Yeah, otherwise we might have had to cross our fingers on a brawl. Oh my. I mean, those were just some of the luckiest draws ever. Still we're shooting face, which, you know, good try, Rag, but not quite. But holy crap, I mean, that is lucky. That is very lucky. Alright, and then he trades into it. That's not even bad. I assume he's trading into it, right? Yeah. Wow. I think we do it. I think we do this. And then take it out. Before we had that draw, I was thinking it was actually probably good to use the fiery war axe and just prepare for like 2 turns of hitting that dude with your face. But perfect. Get lethal this way. But no, this is much better. And yeah, sets up lethal, which we actually end up getting. Most of these druid decks don't have a lot of removal. I think I've seen like 1 or 2 people actually run naturalize, which is like one of the few things you could use for that. Of course, he probably would have played down a rag if he was running it and if he had it at any point. But yeah, pretty unlikely that any druids run it. And I really like this deck, not only because I think it's got like a high skill cap, but I think it's a good way for players to learn the game who, either if they're new to Hearthstone or if they're just new to like card games in general, it teaches a lot of things that are maybe counterintuitive. For example, I think a lot of people think, oh, I have, you know, a 2-mana card in my hand, I should play the 2-mana card, right? Like, a lot of people would obviously play this, obviously play that, and maybe that's the right play. But the more you play this deck, the more you realize, actually, maybe, like, Armor Up is better. Like, here, really, really tough. I kind of like the Armor Smith here because we're going first, and if he's going to Armor Up, we get to start, like, chipping away at his armor. But this is one of those matchups where you care about your shield slams. You care a lot. And like here, you probably... it's tough, but I think you probably don't play the Fiery War Axe. Because, yeah, you care about getting your own armor up. And now for him, he's going to want to start, you know, running into our stuff here. We'll go ahead and do this. You can get a little greedy and try to force him to do it, but the thing is, if he doesn't have Fiery War Axe, obviously this is great for us, like crazy good. But yeah, he does. I mean, you're always going to be mulliganing for it, and it's one of those things where I swear there's just like something in the game code that gives you Fiery War Axe all the time when you need it. It just kind of feels that way. Now, this is something that's also very counterintuitive, I think. Oh, do I play this, though? I don't think I play it. You want to get rid of his armor. And I don't want to play this because he might be running like Harrison Jones. So I want to guarantee value. And I didn't think, or I didn't know, if I would be able to play it next turn. Now I'm okay with him armoring up, shield slamming into this, so I'm not like regretting not dealing 3 damage to get rid of that armor, because shield slam dealing with half of a 6-mana card is honestly just not good. And this is one of the best cards in the matchup altogether. If I was to project and speculate, I would actually guess that that's what he's considering right now. Like, how do I deal with it? They almost always have a way to deal with it if they so choose. You know, Warrior's just got all these different options. I think he probably wants to do something like a slam and swing. He's not going to execute, though, is he? Oh. Well, he just did it in the complete wrong order, which is interesting. Why? I'll give the benefit of the doubt here. Again, I'm going to swing to deal with the armor, but also just to make sure there's not charges for Harrison Jones. Yeah, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt in that maybe he's trying to 5-head this and just think he doesn't want to draw too many cards or something. Maybe he's got like acolytes, shield blocks, all that kind of stuff. Execute, totally fine with that. Like, spending all these resources, so good. We're keeping his armor down. He's not going to be able to easily shield slam a Ragnaros here, which is just awesome. I think he would have played Harrison Jones if he had it, so I'm fine keeping that weapon. Now we're just going to likely Straza next turn anyway. This is great, though. This is great. But now it's going to be hard for him to deal with Alex Straza, right? He's used his executes. He's only got 2 armor. He's got to have like a shield block in his hand or something to potentially contest us here. And it does seem like he's got it, so well, good for him. Pretty lucky, I'll admit, having all this removal this early, but hey, that's okay. It might actually be right to Gromosh here. I actually think that it is. Another potentially weird looking play. And I could potentially slam it for the card draw. Do I want to slam it for the card draw? It does take an extra point of damage. Now, I don't think I'm going to use this Whirlwind ever, any other time. But the reason I like this, he's used both of his executes. This has got 8 health. He's used a shield block, right? His other removal is shield slam and maybe a BGH. Some decks, I suppose, could run 2. But yeah, so now he's got to try to answer it with like his own big stuff, and he's just dead. There's no way to deal with it. So I mean, I drew well there. I do think I played well, but that's kind of like a good example of like, look at the control warrior mirror. A lot of times, like, you'll see I'll play the zoo mirror or something like that, and I'm just like, I don't know, I was outdrawn. Like, I don't know what I was supposed to do, right? But I like those. I like these control decks with more decisions, more stuff to think about, and yeah, a lot of times I think if you play, or it gives you an opportunity to play better than your opponent. You can still sometimes get outdrawn, just be unlucky, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to keep all of this, I think, just in case it is Zoo. It's a very good hand for dealing with Zoo. But I mean, that's not to say I'm like the greatest control warrior player ever either. It's something I played a good amount of when the game first came out. Played a lot of it when I was hitting Legend. I played in like the BlizzCon qualifiers. But I don't even think I played... I don't even think I played Control Warrior at the time. Yeah, I think in the BlizzCon qualifiers I only played what, Hunter and Warlock maybe? Yeah, probably. So I think he only had 2 decks, and those were the best 2 at the time. It was like the Undertaker Hunter and yeah, and Zoo, which I thought was just kind of good against everything, and had a pretty good matchup against the Undertaker Hunter. This isn't like amazing, but I do think it's actually our best play, because we can test this, which is really nice. If he can't buff it with something else, then that's a really favorable trade, and this on 4 is going to let us probably deal with whatever else he has. Though I might just Taskmaster that, honestly. Oh, now I'm for sure doing it. If I've got an Armor Smith, oh my lord. I mean, this is just crazy good. Now we shoot that first, so that we get the 1 armor off the bump, which could potentially be relevant for a shield slam. It's another little ordering thing. Very surprising. Don't get me wrong, that card can get completely out of hand. It actually can be extremely good. It's a little bit tempting to hit here and execute and keep the Kor'kron. I could even hit there and execute. Oh man. Honestly, that's probably better. There's a few execute targets in this deck. Right, with Doomsayers, or Doomsayers, jeez, Doomguard. Sure, you can get a well played too. Yeah, Doomguards and anything that gets buffed by like an Argus or Shattered Sun Cleric, something like that is going to be potentially kind of big as well. But Questing, a very atypical card to have in the deck, but man, if you ignore that at any time and go face, like even if you're playing Hunter or something like that, it can just get completely out of control. I think usually it's like a rogue card. You see it in a lot more rogue decks anyway. Oh, yeah, it can get bad. Slam is just kind of okay. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's like an execute enabler. Yeah, I just don't mind it. I don't know what else you're really gunning for. You're hoping for the War Axe. This is interesting, though, the fact that we're going second. Probably going to be more appealing. Ugh. And it's already a little bit appealing to even think of, like, coin hero power. But I think that could be really, really useful for like a Reg or an Alexstrasza sometime later in the game, depending on what we get. That I don't like as a play generally. Now, I don't know his hand, so I can't say that, like, yes, it's good or no, it's not. But a lot of times, you're kind of being inefficient. I don't know how to explain this. Ooh, that's really good for him. Interesting. I think we want to answer it first, though. Yeah, I'll try to explain this. You're kind of being inefficient with your hero power, which sounds super weird. Like, a lot of people talk about value with the cards that you're playing. I'm sure people are familiar, right? You're trading like a 2 mana for a 3 mana card. Well, then you're getting tons of value. Sorry, I gotta think before I finish my thought. I don't know if Korkron is correct here. He's gonna be on 6. I don't think it is. I just can't see it making sense. Yeah, and then when you're talking about, like, being efficient or getting enough value out of a lot of your other cards, a lot of times it's like your finishers, your... Okay, now I'm actually going to use it, because I also get 2 hero power. Right, you've got these big threats in your deck. Do you effectively trade a Shield Slam for a Ragnaros, an Execute for an Alexstrasza, something like that, right? But with Warrior specifically, and sometimes with Hunter as well, it's another good example for it, you want to be efficient with your hero power. And the best way I can explain it, or sort of the best parallel I can make, he's already used a Shield Slam, so I'm actually going to do this to make it very, very difficult for him to... Or sorry, here I use a Shield Block to make him difficult to kill from a Shield Slam. Yeah, the best way I can think to compare it is if you play like StarCraft or Warcraft, something where you have those, like, the mage units that have energy, and you're like, oh, I'm trading energy for units that they paid for, right? That's a really efficient thing to do. Holy crap. Yeah, see, he was so desperate to deal with this thing, and then he couldn't. This is one of the few times where I think it's actually okay to shield block, because I just don't have anything else. I don't want to Grommash because I don't want... Jeez. Because I don't want to... Like, even a Brawl would be pretty efficient here. But yeah, trading energy, right? Yeah, my queen or whatever is killing your marines. You paid minerals for it. Well, here it's kind of the same thing. If I'm making you work through my hero power, I still have all those removal cards in my deck. I still have a shield block to generate extra armor. And so, for sure, in the mirror matchup, it's a huge thing. And then, yeah, with Hunter, you're trying to deal enough face damage. It's like, well, to get enough face damage, I'm going to have to... I'm going to probably have to get in, like, a certain number of hero powers. A lot of times that's the case. I think I actually BGH this. I got to get some shit out of my hand. And him swinging it, that's not bad either. I'm also not that worried about him getting 15 armor down for a shield slam. So yeah, Hunter is going to matter a lot of times if you're facing Warrior, because Warrior has basically the counter to it, or Priest as well, right? You're essentially healing out the hero power damage that... super weird. I think that was a waste of an owl, but anyway. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean by being efficient with your hero power. Although I completely realize how bizarre it sounds. Now this I find very difficult. I don't know if this is the right play, but this is kind of what's calling out to me. Because I could have like just Gromoshed, smack him in the face, but I still have a chance to draw Alexstrasza to deal that 8 damage. There's a very good chance he's got an Execute in hand now because he just drew a bunch of shit. Yeah, there's his Alexstrasza. This is fine. There we go. I mean, I'm just calling plays here. This is... Oh, I fucked up, by the way. Start talking shit and then I just completely fuck up. I should have hit the Armorsmith first. I'm sure everyone who caught that. Alright, yes. Now you can use your Execute. If you don't have it, it's just insane. And now he's brawling. Ooh. See, this is... I mean, I think we're playing well. He did get lucky there. Good for him. Yeah, I think we're playing well. But when I talked about, you could still just totally get screwed over on card draw. In a mirror matchup, I think he might be experiencing that right now. Because if he honestly hasn't been drawing into Executes, like I don't think he's used one. Unless I'm misremembering, but I don't think he's used a single one. And now he's down to 8 cards in his deck. He was at 9. Like, that's just unfortunate. Maybe he just drew one off the top here. Yeah, okay, just drew one off the top. Which, like, you know, oh no, top deck or whatever. But honestly, he should have been lucky enough to get one before. This gets a little bit difficult. Because I don't want to shield slam this thing, right? It's not very good. But that Whirlwind just gives me the answer. Because I can do that. Like a Whirlwind. Drop a Kor'kron of my own. I still think that's so funny that I screwed up right when I was praising my own play. Oh no. So you do that and a shield slam. Ooh. Yeah, that's not how you want to deal with things. And that's just what you end up with. Oh, this is a bit of a question, actually. I could play that and I could slam it. I'm just going to play it. I'm not sure what I'm hoping for as a slam target elsewhere, but I have a slam Execute and a shield slam, and I'll probably be using this soon-ish anyway.
I have no time for games.
Cool. Well, that is for sure our silence target. But I think we want to do... Yeah, we want to do this. Cool. And we want to do that. Now, I don't know if we want to slam or shield slam. I think we want to shield slam and drop our own Sylvanas. He's played one Brawl. Some decks run 1, some run 2. I think it's more popular to only run 1. or at least it used to be. And this is only like a decently brawlable board anyway. It's... Oh, again. Okay, okay. That's fine. Thank you. I wonder if he knew that I was getting it. I don't know why. It felt like... Okay, let's do that. Just a fun way to win. And we would have won with the Gore Hell anyway. Oh, like my Control Warrior, this is just fun. Oh, we're actually going for win number 1000. Okay. Slam executes good. Gore Hell is great in the matchup, but it's just too expensive to keep in your starting hand. It's not even like a... it's not one of those cards that is like a winner, I would call it. I don't know what you should call something like that, but you know, there's certain decks that just have like a key card, and it's like if you don't draw, I don't know, like a Malagos, for example, the whole point of your deck is just out the window, so maybe you keep it in your starting hand. Yeah, this is nowhere near that. Okay, well, I think even if we drew like an Armor Smith there, it's just right to Hero Power because he did the Wild Growth. I really hope he doesn't play a Golem here, though. I would actually rather he like Hero Power and then Yeti next turn. Because, yeah, then we just Shield Slam that. And that's good with me. Interesting. I think it's more important to get the Korkron out here. Good chance it gets Raft. But I'm thinking on 6. I don't know. What is he gonna have? Could be like a Sylvanas or something. A Cairn, okay. Well, we got a Cairn of our own, but it's a little late. I think I will just slam for the card draw here. That's interesting. We're just gonna Hero Power. I think we still swing face. This is tough. I'm gonna drop that, actually. I'm not sure if it's better to Hero Power there or not. And I realize both of these are good Wrath targets, so there's an argument to bump here, especially if he's actually playing. Oh, okay. I see what he's doing. If he's actually playing like a combo Druid, token Druid, which, I mean, I assume that he is. Surprised he doesn't take out the Acolyte, though. It's actually pretty good as well. I guess we draw first. Ooh. There's actually a lot we could do here. I think that this is better. You know, I was talking last game about spending all those resources to deal with like a Cairn, and how much that kind of sucked for the other guy. I was actually considering doing that here with like, don't tell me we're dead, are we? With like Fiery War Axe and Slam and Execute. It can be a lot of damage, but don't kill me. Jeez. Yeah, and then what I was gonna say is we have no real threat of dying outright, so Okay, apparently we need a lot of armor here. Yeah, no threat of dying outright, so you know we can deal with it next turn, kind of thing. But we'll do that. I guess we execute. Do we card draw first? Whatever. 11, 12. I have no idea. I'm guessing the reason he did that the last turn is because he's got another combo in hand, right? He's probably got 14 damage. Yeah. Maybe because of that, we should have actually hit with the Acolyte and hoped to get a shield block. But games like that, I mean, man, you get all the ramp in the world and drawing to double combo, innervate. You're just kind of destined to lose. So it's fine. I'm fine with taking the L on that one, even if there wasn't a slightly more optimal line by bumping with the Acolyte. Yeah, that was probably it. Oh. Alright, how about this? Win number 1,000 against Warlock? Be really sad if we just stalled at 9.99 for for like the rest of the stream. Okay, well this is a really handlock oriented opening hand. That's not bad against Zoo. I kept the Execute because it's actually good against Zoo and Warlock. And Handlock. I think it's better against Handlock. You'd rather like a Shield Slam or something.
The light protects me.
Shit. This is not what we want. That is also not an Armor Smith, which is a big problem. Not looking good. Already not loving it. Yeah, on 3, okay. Well, we're likely to get a couple card draws off of this. That's such a bad draw. I'm already thinking how we could potentially use Big Game Hunter. There's a chance we just drop him, as a vanilla 4/2. Don't hit the Argent. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. So if I do that, that's actually good. Okay, check this. This is crazy. This seems so stupid. Yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna execute. We're gonna slam. We're gonna whirlwind. It's the silliest execute. But that's what I mean about it. Still being good against Warlock. But yeah, it is. It's just tough. Or good against you. It's just tough to get those enablers. Also not great. Oh, if I had a 2-drop, this would just be so much better. This is also kind of the hero power efficiency crap that I was talking about. Ah, this is so... I hate this. I just hate this. But we have an execute. Okay, I think this is the play. So one of the nice things about this is he's kind of forced to hit with the Knife Juggler, like in a predictable way. He could Power Overwhelming or something. I don't know, that seems really dumb. Or Soulfire or something. But he doesn't want to get the juggles off of it. That way we're guaranteed to get him down to 1, and then we have an execute here. We get like shield block, shield slam, execute. Something like, there's probably something good next turn is kind of what I'm getting at here. And this might be the shitty BGH. I think it is. So we do that. We use our second execute. Not great. I I'm gonna guess he just like abuses the Argent or something like that to deal with this. So still not great. He is building up a board for Brawl. What the fuck am I looking at? Okay, we're seeing weird zoo decks today. Shit. Problem is we can only deal 7 damage. Oh my god, I can't believe I played a BGH against a guy who's running Frost Wolves. Ugh. Oh, but all is right in the world. It's okay, guys. It is okay. All is completely right in the world. I was almost going to call that, like, we would need to shield block into a shield block, but you know what? The Hearthstone gods, the universe, answered our bitching and moaning. And so now, yeah, a Brawl, a Baron Geddon, a Gromash, like, we're sitting pretty. So there is an argument to just, like, shield slam Korkron. Ooh. Yeah, if you shield slam Korkron, this is tough. Like, Geddon is fine. Shield slam Korkron is fine. Gromash is eh. I'm actually going to do this. I don't know that this is correct. It reestablishes the board for us, and we've got other ways to take it back. The thing is, we use both of our shield blocks, and so I didn't really see us... Like, even if he plays Doomguard here this turn, let's say, or, fuck, I don't know, another Frost Wolf, something crazy, right, something big. But I was thinking a Doomguard. It just blasts you in the face anyway, and you're losing your armor. You're probably not able to deal with... anything that is more than like 2 health anyway with your shield slam. I think we do Gromash here. Karen's fine too. Maybe we just Karen. Cause yeah, I mean you're only taking away 1 damage. Yeah, this is better. The fact that you can hero power as well. I mean we're at 36 and I'm sitting here like so concerned with life. I don't think Geddon's correct. Cause you play it, it kills this, and they just trade into it. It's fine, but there's probably a better opportunity. Weird that he pushes for face damage though. I don't know, lots of people do that. What do I want the damage on? Probably on Cairn. So what, he's threatening 8. We've got 29. I'm gonna guess if he's doing weird shit like running a Frost Wolf, there's a good chance that he's running, you know, Leroy and Power Overwhelming and stuff. So I'm kind of ready for like 14 burst damage. Which I honestly think is like the only way we lose this. And then he's going face? Interesting. 14, 16, 18. This is super interesting because that was actually maybe not stupid. Oh, but we have a Korkron too, so we just win, right? We do. Alright. Yeah. It was a mistake. There we go. Is that win number 1000? Warrior victory. Is that... There we go. 1,000 wins. Is that our thumbnail or something? Ooh, we're the best. We're the greatest. Well, I think that's a perfect time to end it. We only lost one game, I think. Yeah, tons of fun playing Control Warrior. Happy to listen to other people's deck suggestions going forward. If you're on Twitch, check out YouTube. On YouTube, check out Twitch. Check out Artifacts, free tabletop RPG that I'll link in the description of both. Any questions about any of that stuff, please come at me with it. I'm more than happy to interact with the audience. Super happy with all the follows, subscribers, all that kind of stuff I've been getting. Decent amount of views on YouTube and stuff. Just really, really, really appreciate it. So thank you everyone for watching, and yeah, see you guys another time.